Have you ever noticed that the moment fear enters your heart, even a small problem can suddenly look like a mountain? Sometimes, the greatest danger in life is not the problem standing in front of us, but the panic inside our own minds. Fear can make us run without thinking, surrender before the battle begins, and believe that there is no way out. But what if staying calm during the most frightening moment of your life could completely change your destiny? Today, I want to tell you a powerful moral story about a humble donkey who found himself trapped in a terrible situation. His story teaches us something simple but unforgettable. When fear tells you that everything is over, calmness may be the very strength that saves you. Long ago, in a quiet village surrounded by dry fields and rocky hills, there lived an old farmer with a hardworking donkey. The donkey was not beautiful, strong, or young. His back carried the marks of many years of work, and his legs were tired from carrying heavy loads from one place to another. Every morning, the farmer depended on him to transport water, firewood, and bags of grain. Although the donkey sometimes wished for an easier life, he had learned to keep moving because that was what he knew. One afternoon, while the farmer was working in a distant field, something unexpected happened. The donkey wandered near an old abandoned well. The well had not been used for many years, and its opening was partly hidden by tall grass. Suddenly, the ground beneath the donkey's feet collapsed. With a loud cry, he fell straight into the deep well. The donkey hit the bottom with a painful thud. For a few moments, he was too frightened to move. He looked upward and saw the tiny circle of sunlight far above his head. The walls were steep, rough, and impossible to climb. He cried loudly, hoping someone would hear him. Hours passed before the farmer finally discovered what had happened. He rushed toward the well and looked down. His heart sank when he saw the donkey trapped at the bottom. He tried to think of a way to rescue him, but the well was extremely deep and narrow. The farmer knew that saving the old donkey would be difficult, and he also feared that the animal might be badly injured. After calling some villagers, they gathered around the well. Everyone looked down at the frightened donkey. The villagers discussed different ways to help, but no one could find an easy solution. Finally, someone said that the donkey was old and the well was no longer useful. Perhaps the safest thing would be to fill the well with soil and end the animal's suffering. The farmer hesitated. He loved the donkey, but he felt helpless. With heavy hearts, the villagers began throwing soil into the well. At first, the donkey panicked. He felt the first pile of dirt land on his back. He shook violently and cried out. More soil came down. Every time he looked upward, another wave of dirt covered his body. Fear filled his mind. He thought, "This is the end. They are burying me alive." But then something changed. Instead of continuing to panic, the donkey became still. He took a deep breath. He looked at the soil beneath his feet. Then he did something no one expected. He shook the dirt from his back and stepped on it. Another pile fell. He shook it off and stepped up. Another pile came down. Again, he shook it away and stepped higher. The villagers continued throwing soil, believing they were slowly burying the donkey. But they did not realize that every shovel of soil was giving him another step toward freedom. The donkey did not waste his energy crying about what had already happened. He did not spend his strength staring at the darkness above him. He simply focused on the next step. Shake it off. Step up. Shake it off. Step up. With every pile of soil, the bottom of the well became higher. The donkey's body became tired, but he refused to surrender to fear. His legs trembled. His breathing became heavy. Still, he continued. The villagers eventually noticed something strange. The donkey was no longer at the bottom. He was getting closer to the top. They stopped throwing soil for a moment and looked carefully into the well. To their amazement, the donkey was standing much higher than before. The farmer shouted, "Keep going." The villagers continued, but now their actions had completely changed. They were no longer trying to bury the donkey. Without realizing it, they were helping him build his own path to freedom. The donkey continued to shake the dirt from his back and step upward. Finally, after what seemed like an endless struggle, his front legs reached the edge of the well. With one final effort, he climbed out. The villagers stood silently. The farmer could hardly believe what he was seeing. The same donkey they thought was going to die in the well was now standing outside, covered in dust but alive. The donkey had escaped not because the situation was easy, but because he refused to let fear control his actions. And that is where the real lesson begins. Life will sometimes throw dirt on you. It may come in the form of failure, rejection, disappointment, criticism, financial problems, broken dreams, or unexpected challenges. Sometimes when one problem arrives, another seems to follow immediately. You may feel as though the world is pushing you deeper into a hole. In those moments, your first instinct may be to panic. You may ask, "Why is this happening to me?" You may believe that your situation is impossible. You may even think that your story is already finished. But remember the donkey. The dirt that looked like his death became the staircase that saved his life. The problem itself did not disappear. The donkey changed the way he responded to it. That is the power of staying calm in fear. Being calm does not mean that you are not afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage means feeling fear but refusing to allow it to make your decisions. When your heart is racing and everything seems uncertain, take a breath. Look at the situation clearly. Ask yourself, what can I do right now? You do not need to solve your entire life in one moment. You only need to take the next step. One step may seem small, but small steps can become a road. A single decision to remain calm can prevent a terrible mistake. One moment of patience can save a relationship. One additional attempt can lead to success. One brave step after failure can bring you closer to your dream. So whenever life throws dirt on your back, remember the donkey in the well. Do not allow fear to convince you that you are finished. Shake it off. Learn from it. Stand on it. Use every difficulty as another step toward where you want to go. Perhaps the greatest lesson is this. Sometimes the very thing that seems to be burying you can become the foundation on which you rise. So when fear arrives at your door, do not run blindly. Stop. Breathe. Think. Stay calm. Your situation may be difficult, but your story is not over. And who knows? The next handful of dirt thrown at you may be the very step you need to reach the light. If this story touched your heart, remember its message whenever life becomes difficult. Stay calm, shake it off, step up, and keep moving forward. Because sometimes survival is not about escaping the problem immediately. Sometimes it is about learning how to turn every problem into a step toward freedom.